Forgot to click go live on YouTube. There we go. Now we're on YouTube. Let me do the usual Twitter thing. All right. Like tweet it. And we need the chat overlay. There we go. Should be good to go. Alrighty. Let me make sure that Discord and whatnot works. This works, that works. Alrighty. So we were continuing the grading system. Looks like it was merged in. So we can switch to main. And we've got the watering can. Wait, we got actual water. And this isn't a merge yet, right? Just making sure. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, no pull request. Awesome. So let's see a little bit of the actual water coming out of the pipette. Oh, what happened? Vegas got wonky, but we start getting water. Ah, it needs to fall on the plant. All right. Oh, now it's pointing at the plant, huh? Okay. Drop. Look at that. Okay, that works well. Looks as the plant is growing. Oh, we just need the box around the thing to keep growing as well. All right, so that's working well. If we can hit the box. Cool. So I believe we have a few more assets, so maybe I'm just gonna start off slowly by getting them into the game. We have a fertilizer. We have fence corner and fence straight. And a ladybug. And a sewer entrance. And a manhole. And a small sprinkler. And even an empty barrel. Awesome. So what can we add first? So first of all, I'm gonna create a new branch. More assets. And let's start with the fertilizer. Okay, fertilizer. So let's grab some like a flower material for it. And And we can move it here. So get the fertilizer, just one material. And what does it look like? Like that. All right, cool. It's a nice little box of fertilizer. Awesome. Hmm. So we just assign the material. Cool. Let's just make sure that PNG is lossless. And I can probably just plop it somewhere here to have a preview. Okay. Awesome. Let's just name it. Okay. Next, we can do the fences. Okay, it'll be corner and straight. So go with fence. Okay, so we'll have 2 materials per each. Alrighty. 0. And what's the roughness here? 85. Let's do 0.8. 0.75, sure. It's not that it matters much in the first place. Material 2 is the outer part of the fence. All right. And, oh, okay, that kind of fence. Awesome. Cool. All right. And then we're gonna do a straight segment. Mm-hmm. And wait, this corner. Oh, looks like our straight segment might be the same as corner. I'll assign materials ahead of time. And we'll get it fixed later. Okay. So next will be the ladybug. All right, that will be our first enemy. So let's create a new folder. Ladybug. Oh, and we need the material, right? Do-do-do-do-do. Ladybug looks like that. Okay. So our material, we're gonna make it a little bit more shiny. Okay. Ladybug is here. Awesome. Oh, and it has an animation. Alright, let's make it linear. Import. Cool. Let's just make sure the fence textures are lossless. Hello, Ratom. I was asking if you don't mind, can I ask you a few questions? How long have you been in this job and what advice do you have for new guys? I haven't been for long in game development, to be honest. I started out in game development uh, 10 years ago. Did that for maybe like 2 years. Back then in Unity. And other than that, now I'm just normal .NET developer for enterprises. Front end and back end guy. Uh, but in game development, I'd say stay simple. It's all about repetition. You want to keep making games from small and slowly expand it. Don't try to jump and do one massive thing. Because even though making a little game like this, which just looks like you're watering a plant and grows, like you couldn't be easier, right? There are always a million challenges. The thing about game development is that it's just absolutely there's just so many different things that you need to know. And need is in quotes because depending on the game where you're working at a time, you can be working on a game for 5 years and you're only limited to a little subset of skills that you will use because this game maybe doesn't involve physics. This game maybe doesn't involve uh, cloth simulation, or maybe it doesn't involve 2D graphics, it's only 3D. Or the other way around. And each aspect of the game development has it's like a giant rabbit hole. So even just having a different art styles means you're touching different areas of expertise. So I'd say start small and slowly expand to making larger games. And something like Godot would be a good start because you're learning lots of the concepts, like a little things like, oh, why does this texture look so bad? Oh, because I need to make it lossless because that's how GPU reads it. And you have maybe a little less choices here. It's a little bit simplified, but you're still making a game. You're still working. You're still gonna encounter the same problems. So that's a good start, and then you can start switching to something else, maybe larger, like Unreal Engine, where you already have the concepts and you know how you would approach to do things. So yeah, that's my advice. Start small and iterate, iterate, iterate. Okay, so we've got a ladybug, and now let's do the empty barrel. So we're gonna make a new folder. Barrel. And plop it there. I'm just gonna grab the texture. And if you have more questions, just ask away. I'll be happy to answer. I'm streaming for myself so that I'm staying focused, and I'm also happy to respond to questions and whatnot. but by no means I'm no expert. And I know Godot for literally a week. Okay, our barrel material needs some good albedo. Okay. Why do I have new scene? Where did the scene I had go away? What just happened? Alright, an empty barrel looks like this. You can assign the material. Okay, this doesn't have anything transparent, right? So I can just make the material not transparent for a second. Improves performance. Cool. Okay, we've got the barrel, and we got just a few more things, like a small sprinkler. Okay, so for the sprinkler, I'm gonna grab the fence again. And let's plop it here. And let's see what the sprinkler looks like. Alrighty, a little thingy sticking out. Alright, enjoy your trip. Okay. Sprinkler import as lossless. And this needs the sprinkler material. And I don't think this needs an alpha. And this one will be actually 100% metallic. And somewhat shiny. Yeah, something like this sticking out and shooting water somewhere. Perfect. Let's just name it sprinkler. Alrighty. What's next? Manhole. And we're just gonna make the sewer entrance. Just those two. So let's just call it sewer overall. Okay. And manhole. All right. Okay, that looks cool. Nice. Uh, and then we have sewer entrance. Alrighty. That's the close one. Okay. So we need two materials. Let's do manhole material 0 because there will be multiples of them, right? So manhole material 0, no metallic, 3.7 roughness, and albedo. I don't know if it has any transparency. I don't think it has any transparency in there, so we should be good. So let's make this material not have any transparency. There we go. Let's make all the PNGs lossless. And we have 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alrighty. Okay, looks like a few things are re-exported, so we're gonna fix them in a second. Including the manhole. So maybe I'm gonna just download them and re-import them. Okie dokie. So let's start with the manhole and sewer entrance. We're gonna grab them and put them where we are at now. Place them. And nothing changed here. Manhole has just goes a little bit deeper down. Awesome. And sewer entrance. Lovely. Huh. Okay. So let's just make sure these are lossless. Lossless. Cool. Material 0. Albedo. Set. Material 1. Albedo set. Material 2. 3. 4. And let's also do material for the sewer entrance. So manhole closed. Okay. This one here. For some reason now it shows 2 materials. Interesting. I guess we just need those 2. Yeah, so let's grab those materials, delete them. Those items, delete them. And we should be good. Just 2 materials. Mm-hmm. This will have 1 at the end. And we'll just call it what do we call it? Manhole open. There we go. And this one here we'll go call it manhole closed. And we have 1 material here. There we go. The other things to update is empty barrel. So let's get back there. Barrel. And we'll update it here. Did it get updated? Guess it didn't. Looks like it's roughly the same thing. Cool. Okay, that looks good. Then we have things to update. Fence straight and corner. Let's update those because we know that the straight segment wasn't really there. Okay, fence straight has only one material. And that'll be it. Okay, well, this one has this and that. Why does it show something different? This material shows me something different. Oh, it's just previous stuck at something else. All right, makes sense. Okay, so fence straight. This material fence straight material 0. Great. Let's just rename it fence straight. There we go. And fence corner. Alrighty. So looks like we have all the assets in place. Okay. I just want to see those fences. We've got this fence and we've got this fence. All right. We could connect them together if we have to. Alrighty. We can build stuff. Okay, so let's push that to Git. We have the barrel and the fence, fertilizer, ladybug, sewer, and sprinkler. Import 3D assets. And let's make a pull request. From more assets to main. And I'm gonna merge it straight away because this is just assets. Alrighty. Switch to main, pull it in. Alrighty. Just to make sure that these are lossless. Yes. Alright, good. Perfect. So now before we get to this area, I wanted to implement one little thingy that is going to be reused everywhere. And this will be clickable object or something. Let's make a 3D scene, like 3D node. And I would like to make it so that it detects that you clicked something and calls that you clicked it. So the question is, how do I detect in Godot that one clicked something? Okay, click on 3D object. Areas and collision shapes. Blah blah. Raycast. A 3D clicking is usually done. Sure, we could do a raycast. Godot. Ooh. Raycast 3D. Array in 3D space used to find the first collision object 3D. Raycast represents a ray from its origin to target position that finds the closest collision. Okay. Mm-hmm. The tutorial for raycasting. Space, selecting space, raycast query. Oh, 3D raycasting from screen. Perfect. Casting an array from screen to 3D physics space is useful for object picking. There's not much need to do this because collision object 3D has an input event signal that will let you know when it was clicked. But in case there is any desire to do it manually, here's how. To cast an array from the screen. Okay, so we don't need to actually do that. Collision object 3D already has input event, so we could just detect that. Okay, so maybe we would make it like a quick wrapper that whatever you put inside, it's gonna detect all the collision object 3Ds inside and just apply a single signal to them, like to wire it up, and then just fire it off. Therefore, we can just plop some object that needs to be clicked, and from the main node, we will get a notification, like a signal, when the thing was clicked, and just call it a day. Mm-hmm. So let's try to do that. Um, so this node 3D will have a script. Let's actually cancel. Let's name it as clickable object. Okay. We'll save it in a scene as objects. And we'll have a script. Clickable object. Okay. That's all. So in our script, when it's ready, when it starts out, we need to figure out to do find all, what was the name? Collision object 3D children. Wire them up to the on input detected event. And we can just straight up make the blank on input detected. And we don't even care what we clicked on exactly. We just want to know that we got something clicked. And it will be, what it's gonna do is we're gonna emit the signal clicked. And that's it. That's all the code that we're gonna have here. So now the question is, how do I iterate over all the nodes and whatever inside? Um, hmm. Let me search. Godot get all children of type. For child and got children, if child has class name here, return. Hmm. Been using find children as array T to get all the children, like how Unity does get components and children when you can just query the first element or just call find children from the get-go. Star meaning it won't look for a specific node name. The only caveat being that unlike get components and children, the node doesn't check itself when calling file children. So that node actually has that tab attached. It won't be included in the array. Okay, so let's try find children. And we want to call it on this wrapper thingy. So find children. And what do we provide here? Uh, any name. And there's type. What the hell is the type? Can I just give it collision object 3D? And what does it return? List of nodes. So bar children with colliders. Or colliders. Okay. This as an array of collision object 3D. That's what I like. Okay. So let's do print colliders. And let's see what the hell happens. We have this cool object with it already. So what I would like to do is go to our level, not results, not UI, not main. We just have the specific level world. And what I want to do is just create the clickable object. So I'll just plop in the core for now. Clickable object. Okay. Got a clickable object that's, wow, why is it moving like that? I don't want snapping. Okay, and let's put something in that object, and that's something. Could be an asset, right? Like the ladybug. Okay, so now it's inside. I want to see if I'm gonna get a list of some objects. Boom. Try and assign an array of type array node to a variable of type that. Okay, so I guess it's not happy about me trying to convert it. So let's do that and just print it out the way it is for now. We'll see how we can proceed. Still complaining. So I do that, I save, and Godot decides to just, I'm gonna revert it. The moment I start, it's gonna probably revert it. Oh. And we've got empty lists, so it didn't find anything. That's probably because the ladybug doesn't have any colliders. That would be my assumption. So what I would like to do is add a basic collider. So let's do no 3D. What kind of collider do we have? Collision shape with 3D. There we go. Oh, because I'm looking specifically for collision shape 3D. I wonder if there's a way to find something else. But for now, collision shape 3D, we're gonna make it a new box shape and way smaller. If I can adjust it. Let's change box size is again. Okay, Godot looks like has another bug. One where depending on if you have move or something else, some other tool selected, sometimes it's gonna make it so that you actually can't select something. I mean, the scale or the snapping works differently depending if you're in like box mode where snapping works as it's supposed to, or normal select where it works the inverse way. Okay, where's the ladybug? This and that looks half decent. Okay, so let's save it. If I run it, start new game. It didn't find it. Huh. And this is unhappy because a collision object 3D derived node. Collision object. The heck? Let's see if some other nodes have like input. Nope. Collision shape 3D doesn't have all. Either doesn't have input. Hmm. Collision object. Collision shape 3D only serves to provide a collision shape to a collision object 3D derived node. Please only use as a child of area 3D, static body 3D, rigid body 3D, character body 3D, etc. Okay, so we would need to make Ladybug straight up into a static body 3D or something. Static body 3D. Okay. We give it a collision. We attach the Ladybug to it. And on that, we have the input event. So we will be able to wire it up to the thingy. Okay. So let's actually look for static body 3D. And if I'm gonna look at this, static body 3D is physics body 3D, collision object 3D. And I am looking for everything that's a collision object 3D. So that might be it. Let's start it and see if we actually get it on the list. Okay, we've got the static body. It found it. All right. So that means that it's possible to make it clickable. Now what we're gonna do is basically make it that we input event, which would be input event, right? I presume that's the thing that we're getting. Because if we're gonna go to our static body 3D, we have input event, camera node, input event, and event position. We don't really need that. We just need to bind the other stuff. So wow, we get a lot of stuff here. Camera node, event, input, event. Let's wire it up to our... No, we can't do that yet. Copy the name. Will that copy it? No. Okay. Camera node. Input event. And then we have the position vector 3 and normal. Normal is vector 3 and shape index normal vector 3 and shape idx int. So we have all those three. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make that signal that I'm emitting also have some of this stuff. Maybe all of this stuff. Okay? We'll just pass it on and that's it. I just want to filter out some input events or something. Some of them at least. Or do I? Because maybe I want to make it to detect any kind of click. Yeah, let's leave the input event the way it is. Now we're gonna emit it. We're gonna pass in camera. Input event. Yeah. Position. Normal. Shape. Index. And we're just gonna emit it all. All right. On input detected. So basically, for each of those colliders, for collider and colliders, collider node. Okay. So for collider is collider node as collision object 3D. Just so that we have everything here. And now we're gonna do collider dot input event. Yeah. Connect. And we just pass this thing. That's what should work here. I hope. Signal string name. Wait, I just have input event, which is supposed to be a signal. So why did I connect? Connect param signal? Yeah, I already have that callable and flags. Okay, so we're good, we're good, we're good. And this isn't happy because position is shadowing already declared. Oh well. POS. There we go. And now it's happy. Cool. So let's see if this works. If I can go to clickable object and say that when clicked, it's gonna do something on the we don't have world script, huh? Let's make it that it's gonna destroy itself. Okay, clickable object. And instead of on clicked, it will do the queue free. Okay. I'm gonna make it one shot. There we go. So I should be able to just click on the ladybug and it should destroy itself. Does not work. Oops. So let's maybe detect if we got something. Print and put receive. Is it still here? It's still here. No, we're not getting any input. Oh, is it because it needs to enable it? Input, ray pickable, capture and drag. Doesn't seem to be that, ray pickable. If true, this object is pickable, a pickable object can detect the mouse pointer entering, leaving, and the mouse inside it. Report input events. Requires at least collision layer bit to be set. I mean, it has. This works. This does not. Ay, ay, ay. Why is clickable stuff so difficult? Unfortunate. What's wrong with you, Ladybug? Input event. Yeah. Mouse entered. Let's try to do that, and I'm just gonna have let's see if I can detect anything. Nope, absolutely nothing. This detects the clicks. But nothing here. Ooh, that says something wrong with the pipette. Yeah, a ladybug is just one big nope. Collision shape 3D. It's not disabled. Yeah, not sure what's going on here and why. Not Reddit. Godot can't click 3D object. Let's see if some of those work.
Welcome friends! In the last Dave the Dev tutorial video, we learned how to make dynamic mouse cursors, but now we need something to click. In this tutorial, I've already gone ahead and set up a new scene, which includes a spatial game root node, directional light, a camera, and a spatial node that will become the base node for our 3D sphere that will be clicking in our game. I've also imported our test sphere mesh and made it a child of the sphere spatial node. But to be able to click our 3D object, our 3D sphere mesh can't do the job on its own. In fact, the mesh node is only responsible for rendering our game object to the screen. To detect if a 3D object has been clicked, we need something akin to a hitbox. In the Godot engine, this can be done with an area node, so I'll add an area node to our sphere. When we first add an area node to our sphere, you'll notice a configuration warning. But not to worry, this is just Godot's way of telling us that we need to define the 3D shape of our area. To fix this, all we need to do is add a collision shape node as a child of this area node. I'll do that and make Godot happy. However, we get another configuration warning, just our luck. But again, don't worry about it. In Godot, collision shapes, or hitboxes if you prefer, are considered resource objects. All we need to do to clear this warning is create a new collision shape in the collision shape nodes there of the 3D object you want to be able to click. Since our test object is a sphere, we'll choose the new sphere shape resource comes with its own set of customizable properties. Now that we have all the required nodes in place at the top of the inspector, the area node has an input event signal built into it that will fire anytime the mouse interacts with any of its child collision shapes. Now our job is to connect this signal to a custom script. When this signal clicking and then running any to start this, we'll create a script on our 3D object which will automatically what we're most interested in this tutorial is the event. In our function, we'll first check if the past event type is a mouse event occurred, stay on.
So that's it.
To find more details about it, which mouse button was pressed, and you guessed it, double-clicked. Area node, and then in the inspector, check the Input Ray Pickable On box. Now when we run our game with F6, every Input Ray Pickable On. To do so, click on the area node, and then in the inspector, check the Input Ray Pickable On box. Now when we run our game with F6, every time we click our sphere with the left mouse button, we should get a printed message in the output console. And here are a few more examples of various types of clicks being printed to.
So that's exactly what we already did. That maybe instead of making it static body 3D, although that could help in my opinion, we can change it to area 3D. And that still has the input event, so that's good. Collision input, it's listening to the ray pickable. Everything in here. And when we're adding the area 3D, it's collision object 3D as well. So this shouldn't be a problem. Mouse event not detected. Click not detected. I wonder if we need to just straight up in code make it. You know what? This will be area 3D. So all everything of area 3D. Maybe it's just like that because maybe Godot is weird with type conversions. Nope, we detected the area 3D. But that's pretty much it. How the hell is the pipette detecting that it's being clicked? Because it doesn't have any problems doing that. Oof. I want to go to pipette and see what the hell's going on. Pipette is of type rigid body 3D. No inputs are rigged up here. Pipette itself here does just no 3D. Collision shape 3D. Nothing rigged up either. What the heck? Clickables selected, so I guess this will be the component here. That makes it possible. It receives unhandled input. Oh, I see. Guard against events unless is mouse motion. That doesn't explain the click. How are we detecting that the thing was actually clicked and not something else? Because this is basically only input event motion, right? And that's it. Collision Stripe 3D and Pipette itself. No events rigged up anywhere. Not even a single one. Drag collision layer, that's fine. And plain mask. What the heck is a plain mask? Collision, util screen to 3D object, self plain mask. Okay, this doesn't look as if it was doing something. Let's just do return. For now. I want to see if that's gonna change the behavior of the clicks. Still makes it clickable. What detects the click? That's the part I don't understand. What detects the click on it? Because we don't have any signals here. It's just input event, look at, interpolation, nothing that sets it up. The pipette itself just says some collision layers. Connects the game state. And that's it. On game state changed, nothing crazy happens here. Unclickable selected, we don't care. Drop, don't care. Unclickable use. No. Unless there was this global one, right? Pointer selector. Oh, it takes unhandled input. Let's do return. Okay. And see what's gonna happen. Now I can't click. Can't click this guy either. Oh no. I guess we'll need to give it to Devil to figure out. I can't right now. So I'm just gonna commit whatever I have here as temporary. Oh, let's make this into Super Mario scene. Hmm. So let's go here, add a node 3D, ladybug. Move this guy here. Let's make it into static body after all. Okay. This we're gonna make back to, what did we have here? Collision object 3D, because that worked for all of them. And that's it, right? Hmm. Yeah, and we can save this as a temporary scene. Scenes, objects, and let's call it ladybug. And we're gonna delete it from the scene so the scene can stay unchanged. And I'm just gonna commit those changes, and this will be to be picked up later. So, clickable object, ladybug. We're not making those changes stay, nor those. Object and ladybug. Mockup. Well, oh, of course. I I was on a separate branch. Clickable object. Mm-hmm. Gonna push it here. We're gonna get back to main where we don't have those changes, right? There we go. This doesn't exist. Alrighty. Cool. So, I'll be right back. Just gonna grab something else to drink, and we'll continue with probably the results screen. So, be back in 2 minutes. Alrighty, I'm back. Maybe I'm gonna get some energy finally. Yeah, actually, I have trouble waking up for the first few hours. So that's why I'm so slow. So clickable object, let me just add it to the thingy. Um, so add plan branding when health it goes low, prep competition scenario, this and that. So let's add a card, something like clickable object script. This will be purely code. And I'm gonna add a blocker on it. Branch named clickable object. Alrighty. So, what we can do here is basically prep the competition scenario. So let's create a new branch. Competition. Initial setup. Alrighty. Let's push this. Hello, Rishi. In your country, it's night. Oh well. For me, it's noon. Didn't know how to name the stream. For me, it's this early, and like noon. It's still morning. Are you participating in the live stream? I mean, in the game jam. Okay. So let's expand upon this whole idea of the what do you call it? Of the competition finish. I'm not gonna dress it up with decorations yet. I just want to have a rough idea of what it could look like. So the idea is that we have the podium, each place, right? And then we have number of participants. So I would need to create like a spots where we can spawn some people, and they'll be all random. And depending on on your place as a player, you will show up in a certain spot. Okay. So I think, and here, I'm gonna get rid of all those people for now. Okay. Oh wait, because some of them are not people. Flowers, I'm gonna leave. Podium, I'm gonna leave. So let me just name it podium. Podium. Oh, this is the flags. I don't remember the name for it. Flower. Flowers. What did I select now? Okay. Person. All over here are people. So let's get rid of people. Cool. So let's add a node. Just node 3D. It will be the core. So everything that's not functional, it will go in here. Flags, the podium, and the player goes away as well for now. Okay, even the kale will just go away for now. We just start with that. Okay. And yeah, that's a start. So we have the camera. That's good. Mesh instance 3D. Let's just make it the ground. We'll just plop it into the core. And we have stuff here. So now I want to create a new node. Node 3D. And this will be the, oh, what would we call them? Some kind of markers. Participant slots. Okay. So what I want to do now, do we have like marker 3D? There we go. Generic 3D position hint for editing. Okay, so let's do place 1. It's somewhere here. Why can't I see the gizmo? I thought I'd see the gizmo. But I guess not. So another thing is, let's actually make the podium and everything uh straight. Okay, I'm gonna make the podium not like rotated. Let's just do it -90. Okay. And this way I can make sure that my angles are easy. So we've got a place and place 1. Oh, there we go. There's the gizmo. This tiny little arrow thing. Wow, it couldn't be tinier. Really? So like this, we can probably just go. Oops. Like this. It's gonna be easiest time. So this will be the first person, the first place. Come on, this is why is it so difficult to navigate in Godot? Okay, so let's call it place 1. So the idea is that our script will be able to get to participant slots and iterate over the items and probably figure out the number of participants from there or just whatever, right? So yeah, we've got the first one. Let's clone it. And the number 2, we'll just, why can't I use those? There we go. Here and here. That's the second place. Now we'll now have place 3. Should be somewhere here. Then we've got place 4. That'll be people next to the podium. All right. And place 4. And place 5. Let's make these a little bit closer to the podium, but not that crazy close. Okay, let's say that there's just 3 people to the side. Okay. And the scene will be somewhere here because right now, if we're gonna get the camera, if we're gonna be able to select the camera, of course. Yeah, let's make the camera a little bit closer. Or like here. That's a bit better. Okay. Let's just have it like that for now. Now we would need to have not only we need to figure out how to get this proper slot, but that will be relatively easy. We'll probably just get children and plop it there. But the other thing is we also need to be able to just place the proper actor. So I can imagine us being able to create a script that has all the list of models to just spawn random model. And then on top of that, it will be able to spawn the player instead. Yeah. Yep. So let's create a new scene. It'll be just 3D scene. All we're gonna have here is the proper scene to spawn the actor, right? So let's actually rename it to NPC. Okay. The scene. Scenes, those would be characters. Okay. And what we're gonna do here is, let me just make sure we have it in script, objects, NPC. Okay. So this will be basically spawns a random NPC model. Okay, that's all. So what we want to have here is basically a list of models available. So export var model or whatever character scenes, and this will be an array of tagged scene. So this way we'll be able to attach them. And on ready, we just want to spawn a node. So var picked scene is basically character scenes. And we do random I underscore range, something like that. Hey, what kind of bug are you struggling to fix? Maybe I can give a hint. In the meantime, I need to click a few things off screen, so sorry about that. Where's this thing? Mm-hmm. All right. From range to be from 0 to character scenes. dot size -1. And this isn't happy. Call an int for. It doesn't like calculations here. Var character index is this. So that's fine. And this. Oh, now it's happier. For the minus operator. Oh, yeah. We just need to do that. Okay, there we go. So we've got the picked scene for character node is picked scene dot instantiate as node 3D. Okay. So now that we have the character node, we would basically need to do add child to this main node, which is the character node. That's that. And then I would like to kind of randomize maybe the rotation in some way or something, or positions, so that they don't just sit perfectly in the center. So in Godot, how does it work with movement? How much do we move the gizmo or whatever? So let me just grab another asset, like some kind of character, like this guy. Okay, he's gonna want to spawn himself in this location, I guess, or rotation or whatever. So if I'm gonna look at his transform, it's in meters. So I'd say plus minus 0.1 in location. Okay, plus minus 0.1. I see. So character node dot position dot x, or the position is basically, let's add new vector 2, where the x position will be random in range from negative 0.1 to positive 0.1. Okay. And the y we're gonna leave the way it is, but the z we're gonna also randomize a little bit. Pain and Code says, hello, what you making for the jam? A game about growing kale. It always makes me laugh when I say it because it sounds ridiculous. Wait, vector 3. What the hell am I doing? Let me save it and let me show you. Hopefully, when I click start, it's gonna start playing. We start new game. We have plant growing. You can see growth is slowing down, water, whatever. We have a glitching pipette. We can drop a droplet to refill the water, whatever. And it just keeps growing. And I'm working on the results screen right now, like, you know, which place you got. And soon enough, we'll have additional items like sprinklers and watering cans, fertilizers. I want gigantic, you know, military growth rays from satellite dishes. Crazy stuff. Hopefully it's gonna happen today. Yeah, he's just staring at it, that's all. That's all he needs to do. Soon he's gonna get consumed by it. If I have enough time. Yeah, and the whole idea is about zooming out. And you can see watering can on the left that would be, you know, to be grabbed. And as it grows, It just you have more stuff available to grab and help it grow. And you just need to make sure that it doesn't die. Therefore, there will be bugs going at it, so you need to click squash them. And the idea is to keep the player busy. And as you play through the game, you unlock new additional items here and there to help you out. Pain and Code says, noticed a lot of people are going for 3D than 2D. I guess this theme fits more for 3D. I actually, including this game, I had initially imagined it to be 2D. But in our case, we just have an artist that prefers 3D. So we're going with 3D. And for sure, it's a learning experience in Godot for 3D. Because with 3D, I'm mostly familiar with Unity, where it sucks, and Unreal, where it's really nice. So that's that. Come on, plant, grow. It's not growing fast enough right now, but that's because we just don't have more stuff yet, like fertilizer and stuff to make it grow faster. And the idea is that, you just have 5 minutes to make it grow to whatever size it is. I don't know if we're gonna get to the point where you need to click away airplanes from crashing into it, but we'll see how far we're gonna get. And we've whole of today and whole of tomorrow, so probably it's gonna move forward. We're just figuring out the rest of the gameplay items, and I mean, like the basics of gameplay, like clickable stuff and whatnot. And when we have that done, it'll be just adding more content, which should be relatively easy. Yeah, and you can see that it's getting to the size of the houses. I mean, these are a little bit too large now, but yeah. Normally it should go way faster. That's that. And what kind of game are you making? Okay, Risha says, holy moly. And looks like I was using list instead of arrays to define a data set with curly braces. Okay. It's more like the plant is growing so large that airplanes just flying around normally hit it. Normal, like passenger airplanes. So yeah. You just need to click them to destroy them, and so your plant grows. And the whole idea is that, at the end you see which place you got, and I don't know, the thing. So now I'm working on a podium, and where the characters are gonna be placed. Rotation will be Y. Okay, Y negative something. Okay, cool. So I'm working on a little scene now that will just spawn random NPCs. Or spawn the player, depending on which place you got. I have already grading system, because you have several categories. The higher you're gonna get, the larger the plant, the better category you're gonna get to. And the top category is the S tier, so it will be an S scale. S scale. So that's the extra pun. Yeah. Simple stuff. Let's do character node. Rotate Y. Can I do that? And let's do random from... Oh, this is gonna probably be in radians, right? I presume it's radians. So let's do maybe 5. Let's do -8 to 8 degrees. So we're gonna do this divided by 180. And we'll see if that works. And this would be the idea, to just spawn the random character. And I guess that's it for now. We just make sure that we spawn the character. from an array, and that's it, right? No big deal. So let's see if we can do it. But we already defined here that we're gonna have, I think, is it 9 characters? So let's start just throwing them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the last one will be 9. There we go. So we should have those defined. So I'm presuming that if I'm gonna place that scene somewhere here, scenes, objects, oh, it's not object, characters, NPC. I'm gonna drop the NPC here, save it, and run it. Oh, let's just wait for the plant to die. Or even better, for further testing, let's get to something like the timer. And already we're just gonna do it engine. What was it? Scale. Time scale is 5. Okay, let's just speed it up. This way we can get to the screen as fast as possible. And Pain and Co says, that sure does sounds like a plan. It would be cool to get some kind of nuclear upgrade to mutate the plant with a 70% chance of it growing bigger and 30% dying or something. Possibly. Okay, we've got a random guy number 1. Let's try again. Okay, plant's dying faster and faster and faster as water is less. Okay, a random person. Okay, we're getting the random people, so that works. That works beautifully. So that means that I can have a simple script. We're gonna have the, what is it, scene here. Open the scene, and we're gonna get the, of course it doesn't update. Of course it doesn't update. Participant slots. So let's pretend that we're dragging this. We'll just make it participant slots. So this will be the participant slots. And when we're ready, after the grading, we're gonna do to do place all NPCs and the player. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna get to the nuclear. The end idea was that the plant is so large that it's, like half a planet. But I don't think we're gonna have enough time to implement all that. We'll see. The idea is that we keep adding little things, and as things grow, it's gonna keep improving. I already have, we have right now the pipette. For watering, we're gonna have watering can. We already have a barrel. And a little sprinkler. Maybe it will be like a larger sprinkler system. Just something that keeps adding water automatically for you while you're doing other thing. We have a bag of fertilizer to kind of add growth at risk of losing health. Bugs crawling to kill the plant. And then also we have manhole covers, so you can start pumping sewers into the plant to start to make it grow faster as fertilizer. And I have a plans to adding like a gigantic, like telescope dish that you can click to rotate towards the plant, and other thing to start shooting a ray that will start scaling the plant instead of growing it. And that's that. We'll see how far we get. There could be lots of wacky stuff. It's just the question how much we're gonna have time to implement. Okay, so place NPCs and the players. So let's get the for slot nodes is participant slots dot get children. There we go, right? Include internal, whatever that means. Includes internal children from the return array. We're just gonna do that and iterate over them. So for slot node, and slot nodes, we're gonna just place them in that location, right? So we're gonna do. We also need the export for NPC spawner. Which would be a packed scene. Bugs. I don't think a small bug can do anything to a plant size of a mountain. Well, that will be enemy early in the game. After a time, you just stop seeing them, you stop bothering about them. Maybe there will be just, you know, something that you just have to spray the plant or something. Another stat. Just to keep managing things. And yeah. It needs to be armed with a gun to fend off humans that are trying to chop it. Yep, that could be one thing. The other could be, you know, strikes of people being angry. It's just, I really don't know how much we're gonna have time for, but, you know, possibilities are absolutely endless, which is cool. It's just, this sounds like the simplest idea ever, but at the same time, it's actually not. I feel like, you know, making a twin stick shooter would be easier. There are like a bunch of funny challenges. Okay, so for each slot now, we're gonna do var spawn, whatever. The character is basically NPC spawner, instantiate, and slot node. No, we're just gonna do child overall to the scene character. Okay, and that should add them around. They should automatically select themselves and rotate, select randomly. So already at this point, we should be able to just start a scene and it should fill with characters, probably facing to the right instead of straight, but we can fix that. Let's just wait for, what the heck is going on with that thing? It's sounding wonky with the physics. Oh, stop. What the hell just happened? Why did the kale turn into barrel? What? Found a bug. And everything stopped working. What the heck? Oh, because of course I didn't set anything. I'm an idiot. Now it's good. It's just what the heck with the kale turning into a barrel? Kale seedling is fine. Kale full. Yeah, it shows the correct one. And maybe because things crashed. Mm-hmm. Start growing kale. You get good barrels. Okay, well, we got here, but nothing spawned. Huh. Disqualified due to plant dead. Okay, sure. Why didn't they spawn? We have all the markers, participant slots. Didn't we find a node or something? Participant slots. VS Code, why don't you see the thing? Participant slots. Let's copy the name again. Just in case I have a typo. Doesn't look like I have a typo. Get children. Maybe that's the thing. We just don't get it here. So let's just... Will the debugging work this time? Please work this time. Okay, this runs at extra speed. Of course. Okay, we got here. VS Code, please let me click on it. What the hell just happened? Everything crashed. Maybe I should switch to Unreal Engine straight away. No. Memory. OBS and everything. Nothing crazy here. So where's the game? That's the VS Code and task. There we go. Let's just do the thing that works the best so far. Go to the text editor external, turn it off so I can actually open code here and debug in here. Even though this is not the best kind of editor. Scripts, characters. No, not characters. I want the actual levels. I want to see what the heck is going on here. What the hell is going on? Control Y doesn't work on my keyboard now. Okie doke. Pin code says, well, take care and good luck for game. I should get going. All right. Good luck to you too. Keep at it. All right. So we have the new game, the wiggly thing, and hopefully debug will work this time. So slot nodes. 6 objects. Okay. And we add the characters, right? Instantiated. Oh, I see. I just instantiated them, all of them at 0, 0, 0. That's the problem. What I need to do is just give them position and rotation with that thing. So I can probably just do it here. While I'm at it. So before I do add child, no, after I add child. Character dot position. Oh, as node 3D. Okay. position is the slot node position, but that will be just only. How the hell does it work? Let's just get the slot node and add it to that as a child. It will just position it right there. I don't need to do any extra logic. So let's see if this works. Okay, good. So now we just need to rotate the nodes. So this should be relatively easy. And results. We should basically go here and rotate it. Of course, we can't see the rotation, but it'll be in this direction. So -90. Okay, let's just copy it over to all the other ones. And that should be good. Now they should be all facing the proper orientation. Okay. All right, so that's that. We could probably just have those rotate a little bit more in this direction. Okay, that's good. So now the other thing is that we need to spawn the player at some point with the arrow above the player. So we can just add it to the script, right? And the results script. Basically, we're just gonna do var place start at the first place because that's the order we're going in, right? So we do this. So basically if, and we're not doing any ifs, right? Character NPC spawner instantiate. So var scene character scene is the player spawner. If place is the same as, what do you call it? Player spawner if place is, what the hell is the place? Grading manager. Oh, grading manager dot grade size place in category. Okay. Else it will be the NPC spawner. Okay. That's what's gonna be. Can I just do this? No, this is kind of, gosh, this is like too long to write. Whatever. Better. Okay. And then character will be just the character scene. What's wrong here? Player spawner not declared. Oh, well, it will be declared, okay? It will be declared. Okay, and then the only thing here is to remember to place plus equals 1, okay? To keep increasing it so that when we have to, we have the spawner. So here will be NPC spawner and player spawner. Because this will also be generating a crowd later with very similar manner. So we could probably just do func spawn character. And we're gonna make it spot. It will be the node 3D. And let's call it slot. Node 3 and is player. Be boolean. Okay. And this way we can just move some of that code. Well, so var character. So character scene will be this or that. So if is player, okay? Otherwise it would be an NPC spawner. Then we have the character that we're spawning. We're gonna do slot add this thing, and that's it. This way we're gonna be able to simplify it a little bit. So var is player will be just this. We're checking if the place is this thing, and then we're just gonna do spawn character. The slot will be the slot node, and its player is just that. Okay, so we can probably just plop this in here and have even less stuff. There we go. There we go. That looks so much cleaner. Okay. Okay, so now we just need to create something very similar, but make it a player spawner. The same thing with random rotation and whatnot. Okay, let me just answer a few questions on Discord from my team. Uh, ba- 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 Okie doke. So, the way we're spawning the NPC, you know what? Screw that. We're getting back to VS Code. Okay. This way I can actually. What is going on? This has different shortcuts. I can't get this now. This way I can actually do something half decent. So we have placed all NPCs, make changes in the. It'll be that. Okay. So this is. Spawn. What the heck is going on? VS Code sometimes just glitches out. Spawn participants. Then we're gonna have addition one spawn, not the participant, but spawn crowd. That is to do. And then we're gonna have also spawn player scale in appropriate location. Okay, that's gonna be it. So we've got the spawn character that we can reuse also for the crowd. We're gonna get to that. Next, we had the NPC, right? So let's create something very similar where I'm gonna just straight up copy it, rename it as player. Uh, sure. Player spawner. Okay. And player spawner spawns the player character with the arrow above. Okay. So we don't need to do any fancy stuff here. Picked scene. We don't need to add child or anything. What we will have here is basically the additional random placement to just move them around a little bit. So let's just comment those out and add pass just so that our code compiles, and therefore we can just go and make a new scene, and we're gonna, where did the thing go? The left thing. Scene. Where's my scene? Oh, I'm maxed out. That's why. Okay, so this will be a 3D scene. We'll go call it player again. Uh, what are we going to have here? So this will be in characters, scenes, characters, player. Okay. For some reason, plant is a character. Oh well, happens. So now we can go and go to our assets, plop the player in here. Okay, we're gonna player model. All right. Yeah. What else do we have to do with the player? Add the arrow. There goes the arrow. Will be attached to the model. I'm gonna scale a little bit because I think it looks better when it's double the scale. And rotate it 180. Something like this. And I believe we can try to enable animation on it. So for that, we're gonna need a script, but we also already have the script. Is there like attach script or something? Instead of create a new? Oh, there we go. Language path. The script is scripts, objects, layer spawner. Yeah. Yeah. Not the same name, but it should be fine. So that means that now in our player spawner, oh no, it doesn't. Come on, VS Code, you can do it. You can figure out what scene you belong to. I guess it can't. So let's open the scene. Scripts, resources, or scenes. Actors, player. Okay. So we got this thing. So we're gonna have the player model, and we're gonna have the reference to the arrow as well. Okay. Why is that unhappy? Cannot assign a value of node to node variable. This will be node 3D. Okay, just a generic one. So we're gonna do, instead of the character node, we're just gonna do it player model position. We're gonna rotate it a little bit, move it around so every time he stands in a little bit different spot, it's gonna be nicer this way. Just player or pause slash rotation. Then we're gonna have play arrow animation. So the way we're gonna do it, I believe, is get the arrow, get child, and do I give it a name or index? Index. Fetches a child now by itself. So the start's 0, so I guess this will be index 1. Let me just double check. If we go to arrow here, the first child will be node, second child will be animation player. We have float. And we want linear thing, right? Yeah. First child, play. So it'll be var anim player is as animation player, and anim player dot play load. Let's see if that works. Although for that I will need to have the player somewhere show up. So let's just have that for now. This has references to everything it needs. In results, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just straight up place player here for now. Okay, just like that, player will be always here in front of the camera, and we'll see if the animation plays. If it does, it's gonna be awesome. Alrighty, So let's save it. Do I need anything else to run here? For our node 3D, we need to pick the player spawner. Player characters. There we go. It's not gonna place the player anywhere yet because player's not gonna get in a decent spot, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, we've got the animation. Good. In that case, we can remove the player from here. And player will spawn automatically here. I'm just gonna add another thing, another node. Node 3D. And we're gonna make a crowd. So a crowd, I'm just gonna place a whatever. So this thing we need to make it 180 to here. So do we have transform? 90. There we go. And we're just gonna down. Let's just place them around here or something. Duplicate, put one here, one here. Some here, maybe. Just like that, bunch of characters. Okay, we've got those. We're gonna duplicate them and move them back. Duplicate them, move them back. And this way, maybe we're just gonna push the camera a little bit back. And see what we can see here. We'll see how it goes, all right? So now we need to oh, excuse me. Now we just need to add the code for spawning the crowd. Levels results 1. So spawn crowd. So what we're gonna do here is basically go more slot nodes. Gonna just override it. And instead of having participant slots, we're gonna have crowd slots. So I'm gonna rename those to crowd slots. There we go. Then spot is, so we're gonna choose a random from however many the slots are. The spot will be basically random integer range from 0 to slot nodes dot size -1. And so let's call it player spot. current spot is 0 for slot node and slot nodes. We're gonna do exactly the same thing. It's just I'm gonna increase the current spot, and then we're gonna do if the current spot is the player spot, then it's gonna be the player. But we need to say the player spot is so basically we need to put the player here if it's not disqualified, or here if it's disqualified. How do we do that? So we have place. So place will be 1. Wait, let's do var player place is gonna be -1 if grading manager is disqualified, okay? Else it's gonna be the placing category, okay? This way you have it here, and we can just reuse it here. And this is with -1, it's never gonna happen. So we can do something very similar here. Basically, current spot is oh wait, that's current spot. What am I doing? So player spot will be this if it's disqualified. Otherwise, it'll be -1. So just the other way around. And yeah, that should be it. That should spawn the crowd wherever they're supposed to be. And then it'll be just chaos spawning. And we'll be done with, like, the logic of it. So let's see if I'm gonna die here, if it's gonna work. What? What just happened? Oh, that's what happened. I didn't set the... No. Crowd slots. They're all here. Spawn crowd. Slot nodes. Oh. Crowd slots. There we go. That should fix the problem. Easy peasy. Whoa. Okay, we for sure spawned a crowd. Are a little bit tightly packed, so we can fix that. Hopefully, if I can select something. This one, and this one, and this one. I want to move those. It's impossible to select them. Should have just made an array that's gonna adjust itself automatically. I don't feel like fiddling with placement right now too much, so I'm just gonna make sure they don't collide, so just in case we've got something. Okay, should be a little bit more spread apart because they're all very wide. The camera will go a little bit higher up and maybe look slightly down. Whoa, what just happened? Why did it rotate like that? This, please. A little bit more down. The rotation is still weird. Something's wonky going on. 0, 0, 0. Camera, you look there. And down. To the right. Down. What the heck is going on? 0 rotation, 0, please. And zoom in a little bit. Yeah, let's see what that looks like. Oh, the player's there. Gosh, that's lots of people that can't look through each other. Yeah, that can be fixed with dispersing those things around. I'm gonna place the camera a little bit higher up. And that should avoid issues with people obstructing it. And if there's an arrow for the player, that's great. If not, oh well. So let me just start pushing those changes. Make arrow animation looped. Good NPC and the player. I don't know why Pipette is suddenly changing itself. Spawner, yes, please. So we're gonna make it spawn participants and the crowd. Push. So now the kale. But with the kale, I would need to have certain spots with certain size ranges. Let's just make it into a quick little resource. Okay. So in scripts, we have resources. I could literally copy the grading category. And I'm going to name it to kale result spawn point. So we're gonna have basically minimum size for the spawn point, which would be float. The maximum size. And reference to a node. Bum, 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 bum. Can we actually put put a reference to a node from the scene? That's the question. Let's do node name. Okay. Node name as a string, and that should be it. Okay. We'll put it on top. Yeah. Good enough. So let's go to the thing here. This should suddenly load it in. And inside our results, we should be able to define another list. Export bar scale spots, which will be an array of scale results spawn point. So what we're gonna do when we spawn in the scale, we're gonna need to first go for scale spot definition and scale spots. Okay, so we're gonna iterate over those entries. And we're gonna do var scale size is plant stats size. Okay, I'm gonna just plop it here. So this is the scale size, and basically what other stuff do we need? So if scale size is less than the scale spot definition minimum size, or it's larger or equal to the max size, just do continue. Okay, so basically it doesn't fit the slot, don't bother. If it eventually fits, then we want to spawn scale in there. So be to do spawn scale here. We're just gonna say print spawning scale at slot, or like in slot. We're just gonna print the slot name, which will be scale spot definition dot spot name, node name. Okay, something like that. Otherwise, if we go to this point, we should be doing something like, and of course return after that because we just finished. So that's that, and we're gonna turn it into a single function. Otherwise, we're just gonna print couldn't find a spot for scale to spawn. Okay, we're gonna grab all this. Gonna do spawn scale, and we're just gonna make that function. Okay, that should be easy enough. So the thing is that if grading manager dot is disqualified, so basically if not is disqualified, then we're gonna spawn the scale. If it is disqualified, we're not even bothering spawning the scale. Okay. Okay, so let's just try here and see if we can get somewhere. But I would need to. Okay, I will need to have spots for spawning scale. So let's do a similar thing. Add node. Gonna call it scale spots. And we're gonna duplicate one of those. Maybe not even this one, no. We're gonna make duplicate one from the crowd because it's already on the ground. And therefore we can move it. And where should be spawning it? This would be the first spot for Cal. Camera is looking here. Let's just plop it here. Okay. So be small. Then we're gonna duplicate it and we're gonna say here it's gonna be large. And one more, which will be somewhere there behind a fence or something, will be extra large. Plus the medium. Large. Okay, we've got those scale spots. So now, this for some reason doesn't show those scale spots to define. What? Why not? I exported it. Oh, now it shows up. Do I have the rest of my code here? Yeah, the rest of the code is here. Weird stuff going on. We have 3 scale spots. I'm gonna start from the small. Node name will be small. The node size is from 1 to 8 maybe? The first category. And the second one will be from 8 to, I don't know what the category was. Maybe something like 40. And that'll be medium. And then the last one will be from 40 to 100. And that'll be large. Let's make it 30 or something. Yeah. And this should be good enough for us to get started. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually try to, well, I won't be able to water the thing. It just glitches out instantly. Let's try to grab it quickly. Okay, I'll be able to water it. Maybe. Oh no. I think the droplet is going too fast for it to get spawned. Because here now we shouldn't have anything about the thing. Because disqualified due to plant dead. We're just somewhere in there. And we won't see the kale. Ay, ay, ay. I mean, we won't see the kale anyway yet. Anyway, but yeah. Hmm. Do I need to slow the game down? Timer. Let's slow the game down to just 2 times the speed. Maybe I'll be able to use the pipette now. Yes, now it works. Okay. Keep growing it. Let's see what kind of place can we get in this 2 times speed. Should be just 2 minutes, so we should be fine. Oop. Oh. Growing it. I dropped the thing. Oh well. I was still here. Come on. Because the thing is, if I would drop it and let it dry out, it will probably dry out before I even get to the point where I can, it would dry out before the end of time, therefore I would lose completely. So I need to let it survive. My water, I need to find a spot. Come on, where's colliders? Somewhere there. We definitely need those growing colliders to make it a little bit easier. Okay, I have last place. And did it say? Couldn't find a spot for Kel to spawn. No. Got the last place in category B. Okay, so I got to the category B. Cool. Um so why didn't it find a spot to spawn it? Reach Kale spot definition in Kale spots. If the Kale size is smaller than minimum size, or larger or equal than max size. Okay? And we're gonna continue. Otherwise, we just found it. They're not saved or something? Kale spots just disappeared. What the heck? What's wrong with this engine? Have them here, I get back, and now it's cleared. I'm getting Unity flashbacks. When the editor just figures, you know what, I'm gonna straight up forget what you told me to do. Save. Okay. Now, node name small. Minimum size 1 to 8. Now the second one. Medium. Size 8 to 30. And size large will be from 30 to 100. Okay. Save. Hopefully it's gonna work now. I'm just gonna quickly make the plant grow a little bit just so that it grows to the full state, and then we're gonna wait until it dies. So is this enough? One more droplet. One more. If I can hit it. Okay, grew. Cool. Let's wait for it to die. Oh no, I can't die because, oh no, this game is so long. Okay, never mind. Growth timer. Uh, time. It's 1 minute to grow it, so it'll be 30 seconds. Should be enough to grow it to minimum required size. hope it will be. Yes, we qualify. Okay, for the last place. And selected Kale and slot small. So that was selected, the rest will be fine. So now we just need to spawn the Kale. And we're not gonna spawn it as a character, we're gonna make it as just a simple scene. So 3D scene, Kale spawner. Okay. And all that we're gonna plop here is the actual Kale asset. Assets, models, Kale, Roan. Okay. In the center. So let's do it in scenes, objects. Wow. It's gonna be the Kale. And we just need a simple script here. Scripts, objects, Kale spawner. And we're gonna need the scene for it. In this case, of course, it doesn't include anything else. So we're gonna just do this. The Kale model. The Kale brown. Let's call it Kale model. Oops. Okay. And this will be just node 3D. So what we're gonna do here is when it's ready, we're gonna do Kale model. Scale is, what is scale? One number or three numbers? Vector 3 is vector 3.1 times plant stats dot size. Okay, so we're gonna rescale it and Kale model dot rotate y. We're gonna just grab a random number, random f, range from negative tau to tau. Okay, which is tau, I believe, is a half a circle, so just around that. That's it. Yeah, no processing, nothing, just one thing to run, and that's it. So that should be the Kale spawner. That means that our results scene needs to have the export for Kale spawner. Okay. And that Kale spawner will be used here. So spawning Kale in slots. So we're gonna do var Kale spawn or Kale object Kale node. Okay. Is Kale spawner instantiate. Okay. And we're gonna need to find a node. So var Kale spot is the Kale spots node, right? Kale slots. Okay. Okay, this way we can just go. Okay, slot is Kale slots dot find child. Alright, we can just do that. And pattern will be just the Kale dot definition dot what do we call it? Node name. Okay. So this should let us find a kale spot, and therefore when we spawn it, we can do kale spot dot and child kale node. And that's it. That's good. The only thing is that the local variable kale slot is declared but never used. Oh, that makes sense. So we don't need that. We don't need that. Okay. Hopefully that's gonna work. Just hopefully. Let's just do this. If kale slot is null, push error. Can't find a marker for the node for the kale slot, and let's put in the name. Uh, ba, ba, ba. This thing. Oh, and this needs to be equal. And we're just gonna return because that means we couldn't find the slot, which is bad. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Just I need to answer a few questions in Discord. Sorry about that. So currently uh the water has two separate sweet spots. One for favoring growth and one for favoring health. And they can be easily changed using the um, curves and editor. I think maybe we could have simply 4 or 4 to 5 little lines on the progress bars so that players can uh, figure out the sweet spots for themselves. Alrighty. So what else do we have? So the kale should be spawning now. I think we just need to make sure we add the references here. So in Node3D, we have kale spawner, and we need to just plop it here. Save it. And I want to see it work. I want my kale to spawn. And that will be the second category, hopefully. So hopefully it's gonna go nicely. If I can keep watering the plant. I probably already lost the chance to go to the super large size. Oh, and we have the 20 seconds. So no, never mind. Just gonna be barely large enough for this little side spot. Oh, find child is on a null value. What was the find child called on? Find child is on kale slots. And kale slots is this. Oh, I named it spots. Spots and slots. What a ridiculous naming scheme. Okay. All right, and there's our kale. It can grow way larger, so I don't know if we should find a spot next to it for a different range. We'll check it out in a second. Okay, so let's actually check it out. In our code, we have the kale spawner, right? Can I just do like play this particular scene? It's gonna just crash instantly because we have nothing specified. Yeah. Kale spawner. Can I make it at init? What would happen? Nothing. I guess I just need to bring in kale model and find good locations. So, the, for the water level should have some kind of maybe not. Let's just think that the timer, I think, should also have how many seconds? Time left as seconds or as minutes as seconds. So that player has some kind of idea of how much time is left. My opinion. Yeah, something like that. Could be good. Yeah. Yeah, the UI is slowly getting created, so that's absolutely awesome. So let's just grab kale. Some kale. There we go. Kale grown. So this is the minimum size. And what if I'm gonna make it to the maximum size of 8? Oh, I think that's a little bit too large. 4. So let's say that if we have kale, 1, 2, location like maybe 3, it will be fine in this spot. Maybe 2. Okay. Up to size of 2 will be in this location. Okay, so let's do small one. Then, oops, yeah, that one stays. Then our kale, if we want to make it up to 3, could be this location. Okay, so we grab this one and move it around to kind of match it here. This will be small 2. 1 to 2, 3 to... Wait, what is the size 3? Ooh, okay. So we need to start noting those here. Results, see. Yes, this first one, small one, from 1 to 2. Then we have the second one, small 2, which will be from 2 to 3. Okay. Then we're gonna have small 3, should be from 3 to 4 maybe. That'll be the largest here. Careful, let's make it size 4. Yeah, something like this. Okay, and that means we're gonna grab this guy and move it in that spot. That's gonna be the largest size for this area. Okay, we've got those 3 defined. Now I'd like to place the kale somewhere if we have it, that large. So it will be the smallest possible to place it behind a thing. Let's place it to a size 8. Holy moly. Okay, this is massive. Let's do it like this. Okay. This will be up to size 8. So our medium will just go here. Okay, so our medium. Medium 1. Okay. That'll be to the size of 8. So this one was 4, so this one will be medium 1 from 4 to 8. Now, if the kale grows to something like maybe 12, it'll be somewhere here. So let's duplicate this. Okay. Yeah. Up to size 12. Eight to 12. Medium 2. But I think if the kale is the size of, we had the 4, 8 was here. What if it's like 4.1? Yeah, I would make it maybe if it's up to size 6 to just plop it here or something, maybe up to 5.5. Okay, so that we are able to start seeing it. So let's copy the medium one. Okay, and we're gonna call it medium. And therefore, we're gonna add new one, medium, from size 4 to 5.5. Gonna move it up. Where'd it go? Medium is here. Needs to be here now. So small 1, small 3, medium. And therefore medium will be from 5.5 to 8. Then we have the medium 2, which is size 12. Now what if we have size 20 of kale, okay? What if it's size 20? Then I guess we'll need to move it further out. Somewhere here. And let's call it large. Okay. This is where large scale will come in. Ratom says, hi, is the game type farm? Not really, you're just growing one plant. This is like the screen where you get a place, depending on how large your kale grew. And I'm just designing spots where the kale will be presented, depending on the size. So this will be new kale results spot, will be large 1. It'll be from size 12 to 20, because we're seeing 20, right? Is this 20? Yeah, this is just a size 20. But what if I'm gonna make it size 30? Yeah, the leaf, but no, actually, we might just leave it there until size 40. But what does the camera see? Just this, so no. I would like the kale to be 20 is here. 30. Let's do up to 30 in this spot. All right. Alrighty. So, okay, let's make it 30, and then I just need to figure out where to place the kale when it's larger. I think I'll need to quickly add a fence or something in the core. Fence straight. Where is it? Here's the fence. So maybe I could just do something like this. Add a little fence. Make it probably double in size. Come on, how do you select multiples here? Duplicate. Whoa. How is moving here, moving it there? What? I just need something here that adds some kind of perspective. Alright. So got this. What does it look like now in the camera? A little bit better. Although the fence doesn't look great just chopping up there. Alright, so let's just grab a few of those. Duplicate it. And we're just gonna make it like this. This way we're gonna be, it's gonna be a little bit easier to, there's something going on here. I'm not worrying about the corner yet. I know there's a separate asset for that, but I just want it done quickly to get over with this, because that's the part I'm not enjoying right now. Okay, so the camera view. Okay, that looks better. All right, so the kale 30. Okay, now let's resize the kale a bit more. What if we have it 60? Okay. Kale 60 needs to be placed a little bit further out. Oh, we just don't bother. I guess we just don't bother. Let it grow as much as we can. Just the trunk will be a little bit larger. Um, yeah, for now we might just call it a day, right? That's the preview. The kale. And if the kale grows a little bit, like to a size 100, oh, we can not. So this will be 290, 280 only. Okay? Because at that point, it starts to grow into the fence. Ooh, it should be only 70. Yeah, only up to 70 in size. Because otherwise it's gonna grow into the fence, which we don't want. Up to size 70 is the spot large. Large one up to 70. There we go. Save that. I'm gonna add one more spot, which will be the last one, large 2. From size 70 to probably 9999999. Okay? We won't have anything larger. So for that spot, let's make it size 200. Something like here. 70. It's still gonna be massive. So let's just pop it here. Okay. And if somebody grows to 1,000, well, then they have a problem. Yeah. This spot is good enough. So let's grab the large and just move it here. Bam. And bam. So this is large 1, large 2. And this should be good enough for now. So let's remove that kale. Kale will spawn itself depending on where the spot is. So we should be good for now. And the scene should be complete until it's fully dressed up. Well, our kale's so big. Because that's the game, you grow kale like crazy to this astronomical sizes. Uh, Fits the theme of the thing. Build to scale. Try to grow it as much as possible. Okie dokie. Okay, so let's just test this out one more time, and we're gonna probably move back to the clickable thing. And so let's play. Let's see if it still works. Gonna try to take care for this thing for a little bit. And then we're gonna start adding ladybugs and other clickable things just to add some activity like sprinklers and whatnot. Because that would be absolutely awesome. Okay, we got last place. There's our kale here. That's good. Okay, so let's just extend the time back to something more normal. Bum, 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 bum. Wait, not this one. I want the code editor. There we go. Growth timer. Let's make it 3 minutes at the speed of 2.5. We should be able to still make it, right? Play. New game. Wow, things are crazy. Okay. Keep going, Carol. We need you big. If I can hit that little thingy. Okay, come on, come on, come on. Come on, where can I increase the water? So much clicking. But this should already put it in a very different spot. The whole idea is that it doesn't collide with the scene, whatever. So clicking somewhere there to keep watering it. Okay, good. Second place in the category. Look at that. We're here and our kale is back there. Beautiful. So that thing works. Retrying works. Awesome. So I'm gonna push those changes so that we have something going on. So what else? Spawn participants. And this will have basically a growth timer. We can revert, like just ignore for now. Or we can just straight up revert it. Results script. Yep, kale spawner. Uh, and kale spawn point here. Perfect. So let's name it spawn kale. Okay, that's it. Gonna push it, and that can be merged in. So pull request. Bam bam. Bam and bam. And what's the problem? Oh, name. Uh, Initial competition scene that works. Spawns participants spawns crowd spawns player either in participants in the correct spot or in the crowd if disqualified, plant dead, or too small. Uh-huh. Come on. And the last thing is spawns players kale in a proper spot depending on size. If not disqualified, of course. So that's our pull request. Let's do it on GitHub. Send it over to Discord. Pull request, that's just when you're working with GitHub, overall Git system. When you basically want somebody to approve your set of changes, like, you just worked on something, like I worked on that scene. It involved adding few scripts, modifying, changing some scenes. It's all code. So a pull request basically looks like this. That's a pull request, has description, what I did, and somebody can see, oh, what files changed? What did I change in the project? Okay, this changed. Maybe we can see that this level 1 script changed, this red lines were removed, the green ones were added, and somebody can basically review changes, approve it, and if everything's alright, it can be kind of merged into the main project. So everyone can have their own copy of the project and merge it in. So it's a way to collaborate. Now I need to send that to Discord as there it is. But too many options on the watering can animation. Cached animation and looked into it. Everything points to animation, not looping, but it does it. Hmm. Okay, let me just take a peek at the watering can. We have the watering can. Double click. We have the animation, right? Play it. Alright, so some problems with animations. Okay, so there's some problems with watering can animation. It kind of loops, but we'll just probably make it not have an animation for now, and when we have more time, we can add it. What the hell do I want to do? All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a short break. I need to go to the bathroom, and then we're gonna return to the clickable object so we can have squashable bugs, and that could be fun too. So be right back. Alrighty, I'm back. So yeah, we can probably ignore the kale being there in the background for now. We're gonna switch back to our clickable object. We've got some ways that we could probably implement it already in a specific way. So let's see. Not here. It was on Trello. Okay, so there's already a system for doing all the fun stuff. So we can probably merge the main in here. There we go. Um, delete this branch. Cool. More assets. They were merged in, so we can delete that thing as well. Keep it clean. And grading system as well. There's lots of little systems here and there. It's crazy. Okay. Got a clickable object. The whole thing is that there's already a system for that. Just make sure the collision body appears in clickable layer and implements the interface. Object clicked, clickable use, and object dropped. Okay, but let's see if we can just get it to clicked and see what happens. Let's see what happens. So we can cross this. Our player discard the changes here and there. Everything else is fine, right? Okay. So in our world, uh, let's say I want to add the ladybug thing, right? So not assets. I just want to go into scenes, objects, and I should be able to just drop the ladybug. Okay. Got the ladybug. Can open the scene as well. Make sure that it's in a 0 location, not some other stuff. Uh, 1, 0, 0, 0. There we go. Okay, this is where we have the ladybug. This is location 0, location 0, and this thing location 0. Okay, we're good. Collision shape 3D, although yeah, it cannot be 0. No, it needs to be here after all. Okay, it's good, and we just plop it here. All right. And just make collision body appears unclickable. So we have the collision shape or static body. I guess static body. We're gonna put num in group. No, in the collision. It's clickable. There we go. So, I have our ladybug here. I want to see if I'll be able to click it. Oh, and it needs to have that interface. Ah. So ladybug. Do we have code for that? We have clickable object code. So let's do this. We find those and let's do signal object clicked. Then we have signal clickable use and signal object dropped. So the signals, but do I need to emit them or something? Pearson clickable implement the interface. Okay, it's kind of confusing. Because we're not emitting those, so what's gonna happen? I don't think I'm gonna get anything. Oh, look. Sounds like D4 Devil is here. Oh, there you are. Sorry, wasn't reading the chat. Just implement the methods, not the signals. The click system will subscribe to them. Will subscribe me to them because I have the signal object clicked. The signal is that you need to connect to it. Is there an example of something? Is it the pipette or something that has that, or is it the draggable element that implements the interface? Because pipette, unclickable use, unclickable dropped, and unclickable selected. So that's that part. But we also have the draggable something. Components, drag agent. It doesn't have the signals. It doesn't have stuff here. So that's about it. Okay. We kind of have those three. I guess I could copy paste them. Alright, good luck to you to rate them as well. See ya. So I'm not putting those here. I'm just gonna plop those on clickable selected. Print selected exclamation mark, and then I'm gonna print the collision. Oh, it's underscore collision. Oh, because it hasn't been used, but I'm gonna use it. Okay, dropped. I'm just gonna pass and use. I'm gonna do pass. Okay, so in my case, I have the clickable object script. It just I'll skip the on input detected. I'll skip subscribing to those items. Okay. Just straight up ignore everything already. And we ignore the signal clicked. All it has is clickable selected, dropped, and use. The thing is that clickable object doesn't really have those things, really. How does it figure out what to subscribe to? Because in my case, I want to implement something that's clickable that could be anything, something physics-based, maybe not physics-based. Because there will be lots of elements where you just click a sprinkler and it should just activate it, click again, it deactivates. So I'm wondering how to do that. But maybe I'm gonna do it after the stream. I'm not sure because I'm running out of time. Yeah, here for now, I'm not sure how to make the thing clickable because normal ways just didn't work. Clicks didn't work. Because one thing is to have those functions implemented. The other thing is for it to find it. Because if I go to Ladybug, I have the object, I have the clickable, and this should automatically find the collision shapes and just have a simple signal like, you know, clicked or something. So I can hook things up quickly. Hmm. Maybe not that quickly. Maybe if I'll take a more look at your system to figure out how easy it would be to basically add it to various things, like to a bug where I want to click it to squash it, I want a lever to click it to toggle it, satellite dish to turn it, or something like that. Beyond just picking something up. All right, I think we're gonna finish the stream for now. It's nearly 3. And the next stream will be in roughly 5.5 hours. It'll be 8 p.m. of my time. And we're gonna continue our fight on this whole thing. So, see you around, everyone. Thank you for watching. If you like the content, consider liking and subscribing to YouTube, following on Twitch, and you can also join my Discord to keep in touch. Thank you for watching. See you guys.